All right, shit, we just gonna wait on people to join in, give them a second. We can just run the song or something. This look good though, this design.
I didn't know that even had something like this.
Yeah. We just gonna give it a couple minutes to give people a little time to jump on. You can share it now though. If you
Yeah,
have
what page now?
That it came out your moves. Make it move the way that he do. Got a taste for my sweet tooth. I'm stuck on the view, how you bounce on your toes and it make the kitty juicy it too. She just like what I've been liking. I just like what she been liking. All this shit is so exciting. Let's wanna dive in. She just like what I've been liking. So excited. Makes for sexy night in for sure. Pose a shirt for me, please. And that's please don't run from the beat. What can I do to show you why? Passed up a good time, and I just can't do it.
All right, yeah. People commenting, sharing. I can't see them on mine. But man, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
No, I mean you don't sound like you feeling good. I mean, how you feeling? I mean, I feel like this one a little different.
Oh yeah, no. I think it is though, because musically I was I think I feel in a better space musically. I was telling somebody that it might have been last night, like you get to a point where you like sort of believe yourself now. Where like shit at first you was kind of like, man, I'm gonna try some stuff, but like now I feel like nah, this is what I like to do. And I think I do it well. So you just feel like I'm more confident in what you put out now.
Yeah. So what was it? I mean, and we gonna dial back a little bit, but first of all, congrats on the release. And for those who don't know, on the iTunes chart, it came in at 128?
Yeah.
Yeah, 128. You know what I'm saying? That's like the top 200 songs that's on iTunes, you know what I'm saying, worldwide, you know what I'm saying, in the hip hop genre. So, you can name, every person can name about 200 rappers that they know personally. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's big deal for, you know what I'm saying, just around the you know what I'm saying, world. 100, you know what I'm saying, 28.
Yeah, that was
so what was that feeling like? Even just seeing that, was you up checking it? Hey, I was checking it after 12 hit. I didn't know how soon, like I was, and I didn't see it before I went to sleep, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I checked it like up until probably about 1:15ish, and I like kind of passed out. Then this morning, I might have woke up about like 4. I checked it once, and I was like, yeah, shit. I guess it didn't make the cut. So I was like, oh well. I was like, it is what it is. But then I looked probably about like 7 o'clock, and I saw it there. I said, oh, so it did feel good just based on the fact that you like set a goal up and you knock it down or whatever. So that's like one of them things that I like sort of set up. Like, all right, let's see what type of support we could get for the record, because that's what it come down to. Like feeling like, okay, I got somebody or, several people out there who believe in like, what I do musically. So that let me sort of know like, hey, somebody fucking with you,
Yeah. So what I want to do, I want to go back a little bit, you know what I'm saying, kind of like the journey, because it's been quite the journey. I mean, for us, both, honestly, like going through just different phases, different like paths.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, don't know, you know what I'm saying, where you came from, just like musically and everything. So like, what was your initial, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I know the answer to these questions, but I feel like a lot of other people don't know. But what was your initial thing like with music, like creating creative wise?
You know, like I think just it was just a little bit of like of some freedom or whatever. Like,
No, and like what was the first thing you picked up? You know what I'm saying, to
oh, like
create
the
music
first
and
thing
yeah,
was a
and
guitar.
when
With like seventh,
guitar.
eighth grade, seventh, eighth grade, I was
Is that
guitar.
what it was like 7th grade? I know it was 7th grade. It wasn't 8th. It was 7th at least, but
Seventh grade then, yeah. Had to be seventh grade. It was yeah, on the guitar, like shit. I was going to a whole bunch of jazz shows with my dad and my mom or whatever, and man, you know, shit. I mean, that's when you could watch on VH1 and they would go behind the music and stuff. So like, I just got sort of roped in the guitar. Like, yo, you know, I was like, I think I could play that.
I remember being in 7th grade, and I'm like, this nigga plays the guitar. Like at the time, it wasn't like it was like a secretive. It was like a secretive thing because it wasn't.
It wasn't cool.
Like where we came from, it was like guitar. Like this nigga played the guitar. Like it was like, you know what I'm saying, little jokes about it.
Yeah, and that was Man, dang, I forgot about that. Like a few folk knew about me playing the guitar, and they was making jokes. So it like I'm growing up, it did make you a little bit like, yeah, I'm not about to let everybody know this little secret on the music tip because it wasn't like how it is now where everybody do music. Like back then, it was like for one, even back then, if you on rap, you kind of got a side eye, like who you think he is. So for me, even just I'm doing a music thing, I'm guitar. It was like, hey, we about to go ham on this fool. So I was like, man, I don't know how many times folk would ask me about it, and I would straight up say to him like, no, I don't play. I don't play.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly. Because even though
you
like,
not about to know that joke.
Yeah, even though I wasn't doing guitar back then, just making music, you know what I'm saying, period, it was like it felt kind of corny, like
yeah, that's exactly what it was.
I don't even know why. And then a lot of people don't, you know, like, okay, so we both went to Southwestern, 7th through 12th grade. We was at Southwestern. But this was actually, for me, this was the first person I met in 7th grade. You know what I'm saying? Period. And I feel like the common ground, I'm not 100% sure, you know, just based off the fact that, I mean, other than like you knew at a school and you find somebody, you know what I'm saying, you click with. But I feel like one of the main common grounds was, you know what I'm saying, the music. I remember having like music, like magazines that we would be like looking at, Musician's Friend and whatever else was the magazine, you know what I'm saying, at the time. And I specifically remember math class, you know what I'm saying, passing magazine, you know what I'm saying, back and forth or whatever. But I feel like a lot of people don't, you know what I'm saying, know that. I don't know if they think like we just became cool later on, but no, like back in grade, we was passing like the music, you know what I'm saying, magazines or whatever. So, I mean, even back then, I feel like, did you know like you wanted to like produce, or you just figured out that like later on?
I was just like, something gonna work, like, or I'm gonna try something. I knew that, like, that was my thing. Like, I was gonna figure out something. I think that's why it started with the guitar. Like,
yeah, and I think that Christmas, like of 7th grade, I ended up getting my first keyboard.
See,
yeah. And
like,
I was like, I'm gonna get, you know what I'm saying, start getting some type of musical equipment. Because the next thought was a band. We thought we were gonna have a band.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that was like the thing, just like, cause like, who knew what you could or couldn't even do at that point with music? It was just like, okay, I mean, I didn't know how to make a beat back then, so it was just kind of like learn how to play some type of instrument. Like that's what you had to do. I thought, like, all right, if I want to do anything with music, I better learn how to, you know, figure something out. So I know, I kind of stuck with that, and you had the keyboard, so we was like acting like we was about to have like some like Saved by the Bell type band shit or something. And it's like, man, that didn't get off the ground, but it did give like,
it was hard,
like,
though.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm doing something rather than just like nothing at all, which is, you know, a lot more than I think a lot of folk was trying to do, maybe at that point, you know, in 7th grade.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a start of like, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to start somewhere. We ain't had nobody that was like telling us like what to do. So we was looking at them $150 beat machines
Yeah,
and just all of that. Had no, you know what I'm saying? Had no idea at all. You know what I'm saying? What we was doing. And fast forward to now, we skipped to like ninth grade when we was trying to start a record label. Like. And to be, completely honest, like looking back on it, it was way ahead of our time at the time. Like I don't
yeah,
know no ninth graders that was trying to like start a record label, like literally thinking whether we knew what we was doing or not.
yeah.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
was
Like,
learning how to make CDs, how to record, how to like, it was a lot of stuff. Like just where like we were just like, hey, this is what I see Jay-Z doing, so I'm gonna
yeah,
try. Like I'm
yeah,
gonna try.
we was heavy Rockefeller, heavy on the Rockefeller, and that was my first. That was my first concert we went to. It was at the Silver Dome.
Oh, I know that was your first one because that was in '04. That was
That
oh
was not no. That wasn't no '04, was it? No,
yeah,
we
'cause
was
that
still.
was it was okay. I thought we went no, it was one we went to. Hove didn't show up.
No. This was before that. Like we was still in high school then.
Where did we go?
Yeah, it was like me, you, and Devin, I believe.
Oh no, yeah, I remember that show. I thought that was a show for when the Pistons won the championship. I thought that's what that was for.
No, I don't think so. No,
Oh,
this was like in high school.
okay,
Like,
yeah. No,
yeah,
man.
that was like my first real concert for real, for real.
Well, see, and that's like I will say where I was super lucky at. Like I was always going to concerts on some degree, on some level growing up. Like rap concerts were like hard to get when we was like I'm growing up. Like you weren't going to get a show somewhere, but like I was still going to like shows when I was a kid. Like even if it wasn't like I'm a Jay-Z, something like that type tour, I was still going to either, like I said, to the jazz show, something like that. It might have been a band from like the 70s or the 80s, but I was always going to them type of live shows at the very least. And luckily, when I got to high school, we started seeing more of the tours from like the rappers that we was interested in.
Man, what was like, yo? I can only imagine your dad thoughts, but what was your parents' thought overall when we was trying to start this record label thing?
Yeah, my dad was like, man, what is going on? This dude's out of control, like straight up, like he looked at me like I was like doing everything that was just like everything I did was out of control in the house. Like, man, this dude's out of control. Like, I can't believe he's doing this. Luckily though, my mom ain't care. She was like, hey, he in the crib. Like, he ain't doing that wrong. Like, she was down with it, but he was, I'm definitely like, he would give me that good shake. Like, man, this fool was wasting his life. Like, man, I'm like 12. Let me.
Yeah. Your dad was all about hoop, and if it wasn't hoop, it ain't matter. Hoop, or I ride by eating cutting grass.
Yeah, and that was it. Like, ain't nothing else really going down. But like again, like, but the dope part still again is like that also kind of let you know that you really like to do something for the like love of it too though. Because you're gonna go against the grain sometimes or whatever, and you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, folk ain't gonna believe in that thought at first, or even know what you're trying to do. They're gonna look at you like you a little bit like, man, what you up to? But it's like it could be a parent, it could be your best friend, whatever. At the end of the day, you just gotta be like, hey, this is what I'm gonna try though. So it is what it is.
Reminds me, what did the cats think?
Yeah, man, childish.
What?
Childish.
What did the cats think?
Childish.
Right. Man, but yeah, man, we had a lot of definitely a lot of good times along the journey, man. We was actually recruiting, like, you know what I'm saying, the rappers in the school and just around,
it was funny. Like it was good. Like what's that like? You said ninth grade. So, and I mean, when you think about it, gave us something to do though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you in ninth grade, you and your friends is like all working together, and I mean, and taking it quite serious. You know what I'm saying?
Literally, like it was literally like a serious,
like life.
we was like trying to like go to like real studios and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and everything. Like it was real. Biz thought he was gonna be the DJ.
Yeah,
So,
like yeah. We was dead serious, man. And you know what? I look back now and I'm like, yo, like if we even got like a little bit of that off the ground, it probably would have worked. Just based on the thought of like some kids, I'm doing it. Just I'm getting it off the ground and stuff. You know, like it probably would have worked. We just needed like a connects to work, but like heck, nowadays how you see how like social media works and how like kids really get opportunities all the time. Like ain't no telling what we would have pulled off back then if we actually like got stuff done the right way and stuff or whatever at that age. But it's a lot of work to do. So on the stuff that we did get done was still like
yeah. Nah, for real. So, fast forward, and I feel like after it was kind of when we dove more into like trying to, I guess, take it even more like serious then, I guess. So I had got like my first real, you know what I'm saying, piece of equipment, which was a Triton keyboard. And then you had got the MPC.
And yeah, I got that.
Yeah,
MPC.
so people didn't know, like you was in, I think at this time you was in Grand Rapids.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you was in Grand Rapids. I was still in Flint, but we would trade like the equipment, you know what I'm saying, on the weekends. When you would come to Flint, you know what I'm saying, like we'd trade off on the weekends, and then that person had all the equipment for the week. But that's how we was making, you know what I'm saying, making beats. You know what I'm saying?
And learning how to use them. Like I come home on a Friday and I would come over from your crib like straight under your crib from the campus, and like I would get in the crib and you would like already have some beats going, and then you would be like, oh, I found out like how to do this week, you know, whatever, and you would show me like, oh, because I remember at first and we couldn't even turn the thing on, like we're not playing with it, and so like over time, like yeah, we doing this back and forth thing. I come over, I'm your house, like as soon as I get off campus, stay over there to about like I don't even know, like I might just like spend the whole night. And then I would get up, I would go see my folks, and then I would head back on that Sunday or whatever. Like, and
yeah, we kept
so
that.
It was so much work.
Yeah, man, so much work. Like even just learning how to like put the music on a CD. Like, man, it was a ton of work that we was doing at the time that we didn't know. But I feel like it was teaching like. It was actually, you know what I'm saying, building some valuable skills at the time. But yeah, so at this time, we was called the pharmacist. But see, we went through so many transitions of, you know what I'm saying, just throughout the whole music thing. And we had headline and everything at this time. And Biz was like the lead rapper, and you know what I'm saying, it was a whole conglomerate thing that we had. I believe I transitioned to like having the radio show and all that on Kettering Station, just trying to get our music, you know what I'm saying, out there. That was my whole thing behind it, was I was just trying to get our music, you know what I'm saying, heard however it could be heard.
Well, like, and you was thinking about stuff that, you know, on the other side wasn't thinking about so much. Like, you know, I was just like, I mean, at that point, I'm making beats. So all I wanted to do was make beats. I remember like even saying stuff like, hey, we got to go here and do. I'm like, I just want to stay in the bedroom and make beats. That's all I want to do. I didn't want to. I was like, I don't want to go on no studio. I don't care about no show. I'm like, I really just want to stay in the room and make some beats. And that's all I wanted to do at that time or whatever. And you was more so like on the other end doing like on what you do now or whatever. And it was just one of them things where I was just like, yeah, like, I don't want to meet nobody new. Like, I just want to make these. I just want to make beats in the room, and here you go. Here go the beat or whatever, you know. And but like you said, those are like a lot of lessons learned there, like, you know, on what you have to do. And I think the biggest thing for me is always like them little sort of lessons, and just going through all them phases. It lets you know whether or not you really want to make a music or whatever. You know, if you're doing it for like I'm quick, I'm buck or success, or because everybody else is doing it, or you doing it just because you like, man, I actually thoroughly enjoy the process. And that's more so what it was. It was like, I really enjoy making the music or whatever, even though it was like unorthodox at the time. Like going back and forth with a beat machine is not the ideal, because this ain't no laptop beat machine. This thing is huge.
Yeah, for the people listening, like this is before niggas was using a computer first.
Yeah,
to even make beats. Like it wasn't even about using a computer. You know what I'm saying, at the time at all. Like computer wasn't even
in the mix. Nah,
yeah,
this is a big thing. This thing is about the size of maybe 2 record players, sort of. It's a nice size, you know, or at least a record player and a half. Like it's a nice size, and we going back and forth and with the case. And I think that time I bought like a little sort of keyboard too. So I'm back and forth with that. Sometimes I'm your keyboard, and like it was just a lot of work. Like I got a lot of college roommates who used to always be like, man, what you in there doing? Like, cause they would look at it like, man, what is you in there doing? And I'm like, I'm making beats. And they would do the same thing. Like, this dude tripping. Cause I mean, you got this big machine in there and they don't really know how beats is made. So I'm just in there tapping on the pad with some headphones on. They looking at me like, yo, man, fam in there, go on, bro. Just let them do his thing.
No, hey, I can't skip over this part though. Remember Black Friday? This was when, man, we went through a lot of different phases with music. So this is when, you know what I'm saying, the computer, you know what I'm saying, actually did come into play, and we like, man, we gotta get a computer. You know what I'm saying, we gotta get one now. So we stood in line on I don't even know what year this was, but on a Black Friday, because the computer,
it was me, you, and I think we was with Derek. So this had to be like 05, 06, one of the two.
Yeah, so we stood in line for a computer because the computer was $150. So at Best Buy, Black Friday sale, we went half on this computer, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
75 each to get this computer. And this was the big, you know what I'm
saying?
True desktop. Yeah, the big desktop boys that come with the two, you know what I'm saying, the two big boxes.
Man.
Yeah, the two big.
What brand was that?
Man, I think I want to say it was like a
Lenovo, was it?
HP or something. I thought.
Okay, I remember. Yeah, I remember that thing, and I still ain't know why we was getting it, but I was like, they said we need it.
Yeah, I don't know.
They said we need it, so let's go get it. It's one on sale, and we just got like the most randomest laptop on sale, and we didn't worry about is this a made for music. We was like, no way, it's computer. Like I'm getting it.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Terribly slow.
I'm going slow.
Yeah, it was terribly. No, it was terrible. Not you.
Oh,
I'm saying the computer that we bought was terribly slow. Like,
nah, man. You know what? I might have messed with it twice.
Man, no, literally, because it lived at my house. So
yeah, so I was just like, hey,
pick up and be like, hey, I'm taking this for the weekend. Like, you didn't do that with the whole.
No, computer. It was over here. It was like, hey, this stays here, bro.
But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Fast forwarding through that, I remember at one point that MPC that we was using had broke.
I remember it broke.
Yeah, so I mean, the computer ended up like that's when I transitioned, and I was like, I gotta figure something else out. But the computer ended up coming in handy. I mean, I ended up making the stuff that I did like with currency and all that on that computer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what was the transition from like, because all up until this time it was straight producer, straight beats. What was the transition like, you know what I'm saying, to artists?
Man, it was just because I started back making beats again around like 07, 08-ish. And one of my homeboys was just like having fun and was like, you know, I'm gonna start rapping again for fun. And I'm like, all right, man, bro, like I'm bored, like, cool. So I had like terrible laptop, like terrible laptop. I don't know like what type of laptop it even was, but I was able to put like a beat program on it. So I started making beats on that. So it was like, well, I'm making beats, and homie asked me to rap. Like, cool. So we just started rapping, sort of randomly, and I did it with a homeboy just off of like ain't nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is like again, like if you think about music around 07, 08, 09, it's like a Black Eyed Peas type world type stuff or whatever. So it's like whatever beat you was making, you could get away with it. Just had like one of them fucking constant one of them joints or whatever.
Yeah.
So like it was like that type of like style or whatever, which I wasn't a fan of, but it was like I'm just having fun with the homies or whatever, you know. And I just looked at it. I'm like that. It was still again something to do when like nothing was going on because it was like I was going to college and you go home. That was it. It was nothing else. So I was like I need some other hobby, and that's like fill up the space again or whatever. After basketball, in a sense.
Yeah. So when you say that at the time, I know like one of your biggest like influences and stuff like that was Pharrell and NERD. Yeah. So just to catch people up on what you even mean, it was like it felt like at the time like it was like you was gonna be this this like rock star lifestyle, type of group or whatever. So that's what you mean by, the music or whatever. It was more so just like about partying, having fun, like
that's all it was.
Yeah, and that was it. It wasn't no real like substance to it. It was just, what I'm saying? It was really kind of random. So what was the transition like? Because it started out, it started out as a group thing more so. Yeah. Like, and somehow, some way, you ended up being like the last member or something.
Yeah. That's just like literally it was a group, and at one point it was even like 5 of us in it, or like 4. But everybody's kind of like slowly falls off, and they kind of fall into what they want to do. Like, and whether it's another form of music or whether it's you want to, I don't know, just whatever form you want to do. So I look up and I'm the only one left or whatever. And I just was like, well, hell, I ain't gonna stop because they stop. So I just was like, well, let me get something done. Let me at least get one sort of project done. And that was my goal at the time. Like, let me get one project done. And if I get that one thing done, I feel good about on myself or whatever. But you end up like saying, hell, I like doing this or whatever through the process. And that's kind of like on what occurred.
So with the name, right? This Life We Lead. Was it your, and I mean, I can have my own thoughts, but I want to know yours. Was it your initial thoughts for it to be a group, or because this is why I'm asking, because a lot of people will ask me like, is this Like We Lead a group or what's this? You know what I'm saying? So what was your initial, your initial thoughts, and tell people what it is, now?
Well, initially it was like I was in that mindset of a group still because I had just got out of a group. So I really wasn't into like throwing myself out there. I was trying to always make something kind of like more of a community thing than just me or whatever, because I was still kind of lightweight with the rapping. So I had to like switch on my name because it was just me at the moment. So I switched it onto this with that still mentality of a group, even though it wasn't a group thing anymore. I just had that mental, and that was probably more so as like a little bit of a crutch or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I did that with that sort of mindset still though, like it's a group thing. And like when folks would ask me or whatever, like, so it's, she was the maker, but I'm like, well, it's me, but I got this band. So we kind of like, it was all type of shit I was saying. I was like, man, what? Like either it's you or it's not. I was saying everything, but I was trying to throw somebody else under the fire with me. So so it wasn't just me out there by myself. I was like, well, it's me, but it's my man on the keys, my man on the guitar over there, on the drums. It's like, oh, like, who are all these random people? Like, and really, it was just friends of mine who I would, super fortunate enough where they would like do shows with me, but they weren't in the band like that, and they were just like, I'm helping y'all at the show, but I'm trying to like I don't want to be out there by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And man, just moving forward, like a lot of people also don't know, like, I mean, for one, I took on like because we didn't have play many different roles and you know what I'm saying each other's like careers, I feel like. But I
Yeah.
took on the role like we was doing a lot of shows in terms of just like a little bit of you know what I'm saying everywhere and opening up for different people. I took on the role as being, you know what I'm saying, your DJ. We had got
Yeah.
into DJing, you know what I'm saying, at the time.
Mhm.
And just another thing that was just added to my repertoire and resume and all that. So it was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I can add in that aspect, like really, you know what I'm saying, being, you know what I'm saying, a DJ. But we play a lot of like bigger
Like
shows.
some big shows like out the gate. Like
Yeah. So yeah, let them know what shows.
you know, Joey Badass was probably like one of the like dopest shows. And again, and that was like out the gate. It was like I dropped 2013 in January, and I think like you know what, the next month or so, I did a show with Joey Badass, and it was like a lot of like mid-level acts or whatever, like
Yeah,
Motion Twist, then like Hoodie Allen. I did on that show, and
man,
like
that was my
again,
favorite show. I think the
I
Hoodie
mean,
Allen one because that crowd was crazy.
man, and that was insane. But you know what? All them little things opened up on my eyes into like how fans view music too, and not just what we be thinking about music. Like we did a show for somebody I never heard of. I never heard of Hoodie Allen at all in my life.
Exactly.
Like I never heard of this dude at all. And like at that time, I'm thinking like if you're gonna be big in rap, like you got to just be number one or that's it. And I'm like, we just opened up for like this dude we never heard of ever. It's over a couple thousand people there, and each one then paid at least 15 or 20 bucks for the show. I mean, they was going insane, and we was in what Royal Oak Theater.
Yeah.
Man, that was insane. Like I didn't expect any of that. Like we got booked for the show. We like outside the venue. It's like a line wrapped around the building, you know, and we go inside the venue. You talking about big stage, a big crowd, VIP stuff, and I'm just like, you know, I never like this is from like the first project to like 6 months later. We like, oh, like
Right.
we own, and we was on that night. We like, man, we own, bro.
Yeah, I remember even first of all, just from being a DJ, like because we was out there on the stage before you got out there, and just like you know what I'm saying, bringing you out, like they went crazy on us walking out to you know what I'm saying, get behind the table to you know what I'm saying,
And
do
it's
the
so ready.
I'm
They're
like,
so
man,
ready.
I'm like, man, this is different. Like they was happy to see, you know what I'm saying, anything, and it was really like. I mean, you were signing autographs after the show. I remember we went to whatever Coney Island is up there.
Yep. And they was in that boy going nuts.
Man, people on autographs, like it was like a celebrity thing when you walk in the diner. Like that's that's how serious like that particular show was. But you had a lot of those. Go ahead.
Even in that whole kind of, like I said, 6 month, 7 month sort of period where we was getting like them type of shows opening up, it did look like things was like about to like explode or whatever, because I even had started working with the management of the venue. I'm still like super cool with him right now or whatever. And like he was one of the first dudes that, you know, when we did this show for Joey Badass, like, you know, he came and got me and was like, nah, man, like I could push this or whatever. And it's just like it do like open up your eyes like a lot about what's out there, you know, like just all the opportunities that before I'm like, like you got to be this type of rapper, and like that opened up the door to like a totally different mind state of like who you can be in front of, and you know just what type of crowds is out there, man. Like it was insane, but and that them shows also get you hooked on doing it too, because it's so much fun, and you be like, yeah, I got it, like I gotta find a way to get this again and again and again because it's so much fun.
Yeah, it's like once you get that taste, you know what I'm saying, of it. And this was like during the time, like, because you said that was like 2013. So this was so this was during the time, but you gotta think on the flip side of that, like what we was doing, like that was the time when we had the song with like Big Crit, like we had that was the same year. This was a time, you know what I'm saying, we had the BET Awards. This is
Really good time.
yeah, this was all doing the same. So when you speak on like, we thought this was it, like we was out of here, like it was like all these different, you know what I'm saying, events happening,
All
you know
at
what I'm saying, simultaneously. So no, that was a huge, you know what I'm saying, a huge year. But like you said, once you get a taste of it, it's like, nah, this it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, you like, man, I gotta find a way to get this.
yeah, I gotta
Like,
find that.
and there's so many
way.
levels to it, because that's what, like, the first thing that popped off in my head was like literally just based on that fact. I'm like, yo, this is a dude we just opened up for. Nobody truly knows who he is. Like, because I was asking all my friends, like every color friend I have, I said, hey, have you heard this dude? Heard this dude? And they like, I ain't heard that guy. And I'm like, okay, so there's a lot of people that don't know this guy, but he still was able to sell out a venue. And I was like, all right. I made me like, at that point, I was like, all right, you don't got to be the biggest pop star in the world. Like, you don't have to be that. You just got to find your fan base or whatever. So it did show me that, though, at like, you know, at a young point in the game, you know, like find your fan base. Like, you don't have to be everybody, but find your fan base and you can eat.
Exactly. So at some point, you became a teacher in all of this. Like throughout all of this, somehow you still found time to become a teacher. So what was that balance like initially? And I mean, what is the balance like now?
Well, initially it was like, you know, I think in my first year, every now and then I would have like studio sessions at like, you know, midnight or so. So I have like a long night every now and then, because this is when it was hard to get somewhere on the record. This was when I'm biased at your house and record on your own. This was kind of like when it was just now showing that type of equipment. So the balance early on was just finding the time on the record. Yeah. But you know, after the music was out, you know, I tried to keep it secret. I couldn't keep it secret because the kids found one of my videos, but they found it on my accord. Like I left it up in the classroom during my lunch break. And so when I left to go,
because I heard you say this last night, right?
Yeah.
So what was you doing? Like, why was the video up?
And so I think I just uploaded like a day or so before, so I'm just going back and messing with it. I don't know, something like that. And I go to get the kids out the lunchroom, and like I never do this. I never leave the door open, and I never say, "I'll just go have a seat." So I forgot I left it up on the big screen. I said all of that to him that day. I'm door wide open. I'm going to have a seat. So then halfway through me saying that, I realized like, oh, I left that thing on the screen. So I go in the room and the kids' jaws just drop. Like, is that you? And I'm like, nah, that ain't me. So I cut it off. But these kids is like smart. So they like, this life we lead, like, what is that? Next thing, man, by the time I got home, phone was on jump, and like they just, you know, like following me, and I'm liking stuff. Now that sounds like that might be the right thing. Like, cool, you know, new followers, new likes. That was not it at all, bro. Because for one, they was like, you know, I mean, kids, so they like, hey, this dude think he could rap. So they sort of coming at me hard with the jokes, and then it's just like at that time, folk look at it like you doing music and you go to work, and I'm saying music, rap music, and you work on with kids. It's just going to be this negative thing or whatever. So I was trying to fight that type of balance, but luckily, man, the parents didn't care at all. Like, they was like, okay. Like, they was like super cool with it. It was a more so or less dealing with the kids and them finding some type of a calm with it, of like, all right, he rap, but he my teacher. Like, I got to calm down today. Like, I can't be in the classroom rapping his songs or, you know, whatever. But man, but the kids be having jokes. Like you said, like, she know the story, like, man, them kids be having some jokes. And they was coming at me hard on that first year with the jokes. I think I had to actually shut them down on my page on Instagram. I had to shut it down and make a new one, because I'm like, man, they coming at me a little bit too hard, man. Yeah. And they was killing me. I ain't gonna front.
So the kids come at you. What was like the administration response?
And they was cool, actually. Like, I really didn't have any. Like, I never had a problem with them on that side. I think because they sort of recognize like it's a new generation of workers now. So you can't get mad that like we're doing things that we do in our generation or whatever, as as long as you do your thing at work. So I never had a problem with it from work and just like in my outside life, you know. And I think I try to do it in like a super tasteful way. So if they do see something, it's not like I'm mortifying, you know. It's just like, all right, like, you know, smooth, call me doing him or whatever. And like I do a good job of not showing it off in like, you know, at work. Somebody else may say, hey, we saw your stuff, but I'm like, hey, you brought it up. I ain't bring it up. I may be bringing up stuff. So that's kind of how I look at it too. Like I don't go to work to show it off. And like not once have I ever been at work and said, hey, let me perform doing, you know, like say a ceremony or whatever. Like, I mean, you used to ask me all the time if I wanted them to perform. And I was like, nah, you know, so like I made sure I didn't mix the two up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So how is it now though? Like do a lot of kids, you know what I'm saying, know about it now or
No, a lot don't know. Some parents know because they looked me up on Google, but they was actually real supportive because they I think the first thing that they saw was Black Lives or whatever. So they saw that song I did from last summer.
Hey, so pause right there. So Black Lives, and I mean we can venture to that. Like that was the first time I've ever heard you do a song that was like, you know, really about like a serious cause, like that was, you know what I'm saying, happening on at the time. Because most of your stuff is like it's either fun or it's just about, you know, just
good vibe.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying, just a vibe or whatever. But this was like a song about a topic that was kind of, you know what I'm saying, really, you know, heavy at the time. So what made you transition to that, you know what I'm saying, to that route?
Man, you know what? It really wasn't like something I wanted to do. Like I said, like all the time, like I didn't want to make that sort of record because I was still like, man, this don't fit me or whatever. But I couldn't help but to write that record. Like, you know, it just was sort of pouring out. Had to beat for a couple of months at that point. I couldn't write to it. And all of a sudden, because of the situation, I was able to write these words to this song. It was more so or less probably on the first time I wrote something that flowed like that quickly, and I didn't have to like think about it. And I think when I wrote that record, it more so or less finally gave me like for myself the confidence that like, all right, you know how to actually write real music and dope music, but you got to be like writing from like whatever you feeling 100%. Like you can't be sugarcoating it. Like you gotta, like you can't hold back. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably like the record that helped me like find more of myself lyrically, and also just for myself to finally say to myself like, hey, no, like you make music, like you legit now. Because it was the first time I wrote a record that actually was like, I'm bigger than me just saying when we having fun or some good vibes. It was like, no, like you really had to write some real shit that may help somebody else out or whatever.
Yeah, like I mean, I was very surprised because me personally, like, and when I see like those types of songs, I feel like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying, they're good, they're cool or whatever, but it's just like you hear the same. I mean, you pretty much know what you're gonna get when you click on those songs. But I remember you sending that song to me, and I'm like, nah, this one, you know what I'm saying, is different. And a lot of people may or may not know, I don't know, but you donated or still, you know, donated proceeds from the song. So what are you doing with the proceeds so people know?
Well, so far I've been able to connect with like 3 schools, and I reached out to a company, and what they do is they put together a box package. So it's like a monthly package that gets them delivered to the school, and it has all these resources that help you learn about Black history. So really good for the classroom. So I suggested when I spoke to the schools, like, hey, this should be given as a gift to like student of the month or whatever, because I know that's like one of the things that kids look forward to. And I'm like, if you get in this as a gift for being on task or whatever all month long, and I got it made right now for like kids in like 2nd grade or so, 2nd, 3rd-ish or whatever. But so all the money been sent into that so far, you know, because at first I was just gonna take the money and just give it to a school. But from working in schools, I know sometimes you just giving the school some money ain't really helping. you know.
Right.
So I was like, what's a way that I can actually help? And I know at least the money is I'm going somewhere that will help. And I already know as a teacher, I teach history. History ain't really sort of taught that much. And like when you want to think about it from like a younger kid viewpoint. So I was like, I'd rather give them something that I'm connecting with their history than just say, here goes some money and the like school may use it for something else. I was like, nah, specifically if, at least each a month we could reach one kid in one of the buildings or whatever, and they find some knowledge of their history. I'm like, I'm better than not doing anything at all at the end of the day, but so far I've got 3 schools, and I'm still looking for one more. And you would think it would be easy for you to give away stuff to people, right? It's not. Like, I don't know how many people I didn't, I'm called up and they like, I'll meet you right back or whatever. And I'm like, literally, I just need you to say yes. Like, I don't need nothing from you. I literally just need you to say yes. Give me the address of the building and I'll do the rest. Like, I'm get the package once a month. But it's been so many folk who they're like, yeah, sure. And then I'm like, well, let me know what's up. And they never let me know. And I'm just like, I think they think I'm not selling you anything. I'm literally just saying I'm going to donate something for you. But it's been so hard to find that fourth one. But, at some point I may have come, but it's been
yeah. That's crazy that it's hard to give away.
Stuff. I'm like, I'm just trying to give you, supplements for the kids, but it is what it is.
Right. So catching up to just where was your mind at now? Because here's what I know. Just kind of working with working with you on previous releases, just kind of gearing up to release certain things in the past. This release, felt different. It felt like it's almost like a kickoff to like a new, a new phase of it all. Like it's just different, this, you stepping into a different world. So just where your head at, right now, and just moving forward in terms of, being in this new phase.
Yeah. Well, moving forward, like I think it's in a phase of, like I said, number one, like I believe in myself now. I'm not like hoping, sticking it on the wall like they shit like this. I'm like super, super confident in the music I'm making right now. Like it's like, no, I like this a lot. I'm playing this a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling like I'm at a point now where the things that I'm going to get off of this is going to be like, yeah, like I expect that success now off of this stuff or whatever. Cause like I've went into that phase where I said, like, again, after Black Lives, mentally, I kind of was like, all right, this is how you got to be. Like, you got to find your voice and you have to just write from just like 100% like real and not hold anything back. Like, when you hear these songs, I can tell you like, yeah, this is from this person right here. This is on what I was doing on this day. Like, this song is about this situation here. Like, it ain't no fake stuff or whatever. And it's like, still it may be dealing with, things that I've dealt with in, say, relationships, everyday life. But it's like stuff, if you listening to it, you're like, oh, this is interesting as hell. You know what I'm saying? And but it's just like I'm rapping from that form, say, like, super confidence right now. I just feel like it's really good music. It's like really, really good music. Like, the rest of the songs, and when you start to hear them joints, like I can't see folk. It's gonna be like, like this hot. Like, man, it's hot. Like,
Yeah,
like,
and this
is
yeah. Let me just put it out there. I mean, this is just to kick things off, but there's a whole slew of things to come. After this. So, I mean, when can people expect what's next? I mean, I don't want to take away from Sweet Tooth, but
no, yeah, and I mean, but like, you just expect stuff. At this point, I'm just gonna say it like this: being more consistent. Like, you're gonna see something else real soon or whatever. Like, we not, I think I took, I dropped my last project like March or something, 2018, or no, 19. and then it was a while before I dropped anything else or whatever. And then I think I dropped a little thing at the beginning of last year. Didn't really do a whole lot. And I just kind of like threw it out there. And then I made Black Lives. So I really hadn't been focused on how to make new stuff. I just was kind of like sitting back, sort of learning. But now, you know, it's like, no, I'm about to drop consecutive stuff, and the goal is that you like every record, and the goal is that everyone is good or whatever, and and the goal is that every record I should expect to get some sales or whatever, where we can like each new record and we can chart or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because now I'm like, nah, it's good enough. Like there ain't no excuse. Like when you hear the records, you're gonna be like, nah, homie kept it real. You know what I'm saying? Like shit is good enough. Like shit is. I'm very good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. And I mean, I got most of them, you know what I'm saying, sitting right here on my phone. Yeah. So, no, the records are, you know what I'm saying, good. Like, it's all good. It's all undeniable. All undeniable music. And it's just all good vibes. And like you said, like, it's just, like, if anybody who know you and then they listen to the music, they'll be like, nah, that's just this nigga, like, you know what I'm saying, regularly. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't a fire like Reach or you know what I'm saying? No. It's like, you know what I'm saying, you found your groove, you found your lane, and you know what I'm saying, about to dominate that, and I'm excited to for people to see.
I'm really excited, man.
Really excited. What I've been hearing, you know what I'm saying, for quite some time.
Dog, I'm really excited because, and then like if still goes to like what we did as kids, like you gotta like normally the first thing you try, it don't click always or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like I gotta keep on doing something because like I really do, love this stuff. So you gotta keep figuring out what do I do, and like finding your voice in rapping ain't as like simple as it seems or whatever. Like it takes some it takes some work because like I could go out, I could do what somebody else is doing who got the next big song, but it's like that ain't me anyway. So for me, I had to find where do I sit in, and I feel like it makes sense. And like right now, I feel like the music makes sense, and it's like hell, are we about to come out of pandemic soon? Folk is gonna be, folk is gonna be like fucking have a good time. So I'm trying to be somebody who can give you all them, all them vibes, but also I believe like hitting you with some like music that makes sense too, where you're gonna be like, nah, I've been through something like that. I see what homie on, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just super confident in like, I guess in myself overall right now, which is, a good feeling to have.
Yeah, no, I'm confident, man. I never felt, and this is just from a personal thing for me, but I never felt more confident in, you know what I'm saying, what you doing than now. Like more confident in the music, more confident in the approach, you know what I'm saying, that we take into put, you know what I'm saying, put behind it. More, I'm more confident in myself, and you know what I'm saying, and all that type of stuff. Yeah. So I'm just more confident overall. And a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that we may have started with or crossed paths with along the way, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these people are not, you know what I'm saying, still going. So, like you said, it take a while to really find your stride and find your voice, find all of that. And so, like, I commend you for, you know what I'm saying, staying the course, you know what I'm saying, which is one of the most important parts of it all, because a lot of people simply don't succeed because they at it, you know what I'm saying, long enough. But
that's number one.
Yeah, you found your stride for sure. I feel like
100%. And that's a good thing to add is just like stay on the course on whatever it is, obviously. It's like super cliche. We get it. But it's like you're gonna find at least yourself staying the course. And whatever the like end result is better than where you would have been if you had sort of gave up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, everybody ain't gonna be Jay-Z. Like we get that, but it's so much space for you to have some opportunity in whatever lane that you is, like whether it's music, sports, some sort of business. If you just stay the course, some good is gonna come out of it at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, I'm just happy that, because that's like one thing that makes me sort of keep on the path is like, okay, if I like these songs right now, I like the stuff I made on the first time. You know what I'm saying? If I like these songs now, and I think each time I got much better, you know, I wonder now, like, okay, what will I be able to make next? And that's the fun part or whatever, because you like, yo, like, well, shit, if I like this, I got to get better from here on out. So what I'm going to make next or whatever. So that's why another fun part of just saying on the course, because like seeing what you're going to come up with next or whatever, you know? So like, just like stay, I'm going to come out of the show. I got to get better from.
Man, it's so many, I don't know, it's so many comments I see that's popping up on my, on the actual Facebook that I don't see on here. So if we ain't ignoring nobody comments, but I literally can't see them on here. But when I click on my phone on Facebook, I'm seeing all types of comments.
Oh man, yeah, I can't even see it
popping up. But yeah, no, it's definitely all about staying the course, you know what I'm saying, for sure. Like that's definitely one of the biggest things. But in closing, because we about to get to an hour, let us keep going, but I don't want to keep people too long. But yeah, so Sweet Tooth is in stores right now. I mean, you can stream it. It'll be appreciated if you go download it, you know, pay $1.29.
Yeah.
$1.29, but you know that you know what I'm saying, that counts, you know, a little bit bigger than you know, just the stream. So
yeah, you know, at the end of the day, but like all the people that have downloaded already, like, you know, it's a lot of people who done hit me up who I didn't even know she was rocking with me like that. So like at the end of the day, like I value everybody who has spent on their money on the record and, you know, all that stuff. Because I was, you know, still amazed by it. Like, whoa, you know, folk that I may not speak to every day, but they like, nah, man, I really believe in what you're doing. So I should keep going. But at the end of the day, like, and we for sure appreciate that or whatever. Because like it definitely helped me already knock off one of my goals this year. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. I mean, I can only imagine the high you was on waking up to you know what I'm saying, just waking up and thinking that it wasn't on the chart.
Exactly. I was like, that boy ain't even make it. And I was like, man, a lot of people hit me up and said they copped this. I was like, damn. I was like, but then I looked again and it was up there. But like I said, you know, it's one of them things where like I write down my goals for the year, and that was one of the goals. So I'm glad that, you know, I can say I did something like that or whatever. And like, you know, still and still. That's why you got to keep at it, because you never know what the next goal going to be. Like a year ago, that wouldn't have been my goal. You know what I'm saying? A year ago, I would have been like, yeah, right. You know, but now I'm like, shoot, what's the next goal now? You know, like what's the next thing we can knock down?
Right, 100%. Yeah, bro. Anything you want to say in closing?
No, I mean, like, again, thank everybody for supporting me so far. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to share on the rest of the stuff with y'all, because I've been working hard, and I can't wait for y'all to hear. And I know everybody going to be jamming to the rest of this stuff as it come out.
Yeah, man. The next record is coming soon. It won't keep y'all waiting. You know what I'm saying? Long at all. I mean, it's gonna keep the momentum going, man. Please keep supporting. Every time you see a new drop, please go to pre-orders. People think like, man, I just go stream it, you know what I'm saying, when it drop. But yeah, those pre-orders really do, you know what I'm saying, they count and they help a lot. So whenever you see the next pre-order drop, which will be real soon, I'm talking about real soon. It ain't gonna be like a couple months from now, none of that.
No, it's soon.
Yeah, like soon. Like it's already in the chamber. So yeah, so just make sure when y'all see like the pre-order and all of that, man, everybody, you know what I'm saying, participate and support. And actually, you know what I'm saying, listen to it. I ain't even asking y'all just to go do it just to be doing it, but I actually want you
Vibe
to
out with it for sure.
enjoy what you listening to. Man, I was listening to it, and man, the mix sound amazing.
Yeah.
I was listening to it in comparison because I was going back and forth between the Nipsey and Jay song and Sweet Tooth, and like the mix sounds amazing on the song. Like
From Isaiah Brown, yeah. No, he been knocking out the mixes. Like he's just amazing. And you know what's like really dope about that is like, you know, I record a lot of times from where I'm sitting right here and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be shocked at how them joints get from here and to him and back to me and like sounding that good or whatever, you know. But like keeping knocking them boys out the park.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, this is I'm B Quarter, and then this is This Life We Lead, and make sure I go download
Sweet Tooth.
And share this video too. Somebody else might need to see it, but share it. It's all promo.
Yep.
All right.